around, face the class. Now if we catch on fire, what do? We stop, drop, and roll. Go ahead. You show me how you do it. Take your hands and cover your face like this. Okay? Now roll real fast. Real fast. Now go the other way. Go the other fast as you can. Okay. All right. She did a good job. Who wants to go next? You want to go next? You want to come and try it? Oh, someone wants to. Come on. Who else wants to go? You want to come on up? You want to come on? Come on up here. Okay, you turn around and show me what you do if you catch on fire. You want to stop, you want to drop down, straighten your legs out, and roll as fast as you can. Keep going. Now roll the other way. Now roll back the other way. Okay, he did a good job, didn't he? You come on up. Okay. Now if we catch on fire, we're going to stop, drop, and roll, right? Okay, you show us how to do it. That's it, roll the other way. Fast, roll the other way. Keep going. Now roll back. Okay, he did a good job. Anyone else here? We should all try it.
Yes, he does.
Okay, come on up. All right, turn around, and if you catch on fire, we stop, drop, and roll. Go ahead. Now roll back the other way.
All the way over.
You got to roll the whole way over. Keep going. Keep going. That's it. Now roll back the other way. Okay, very good. Any other volunteers? Come on, one of you girls wants to come up here, don't you? Why don't you try it for us?
We're going to practice and do it in school.
Okay, we'll practice. We're going to practice in school. Anyone else wants to try it? You want to try it? Okay, come on. Okay, now if we catch fire, what do? Stop, drop, and roll. Okay, go ahead, do it. Cover your face. Put your hands over your face. Now roll the other way. Roll back the other way. Come back this way. There we go. Real fast. Real fast. Okay. You did a good job. Do we have anyone else? Anyone else that wants to try it? You want to try it? Nobody else? Okay, everyone did a good job, and we're going to practice that, I guess, next Tuesday. Okay, and we really should practice that, not just during fire prevention, but you should make it a habit once a month. Does everyone in here know the phone number to call if we have an emergency? Does anyone know it? What if we have an emergency at our house, a fire, or if someone's sick or gets hurt? Does anyone know the number that we call? But you know the number that we have to dial on the telephone? Anyone know? Think they know?
What is it? How do you know?
Well, that's real close. It's 911, okay? And you can work on that next week too, so that everyone knows the number. It's easy to remember, okay? It's 911. Can we all say it? 911. Okay, on 3 we'll say it. Ready? 1. Okay, that's good enough. I think we'll remember that, and we'll work on that. And when we call 911, there'll be a dispatcher that picks up the phone. And they're going to ask you some questions, and there's some things that you need to know, and you can do that in class too. Okay? First of all, we need to know where you live. So it's important that everyone knows their address. But not only their address, because you might have a box number. We need to know a physical address, where you live, what street, and what town. And some of you might have fire numbers. Parents should know what they are if you have them. Any information, or if you live across from McDonald's or something like that, anything that's a landmark, it's important that you know that so you can pass that information off to the dispatcher. The other thing you need to know is what kind of emergency. If someone broke in their house, then you want to tell them that. If there's a fire, you want to tell them that. Or if someone is sick, you want to tell them that. And we don't call 911 for jokes, okay? That's only when we have an emergency. And what was the number again? Can we all say it again? 911. Okay? Does everyone in here know what a smoke detector is? Any of you have smoke detectors at home? Some of you do. Some of you don't. Some of you aren't sure. There's one right here on the wall. You see it? That little round thing that's right up here? That's a smoke detector. And what that does, if there's a fire in your house, when a fire first starts, a little bit of smoke comes out, okay? And that'll sense it right away. It gives you like an early warning. And that tells us that what do we have to do if we hear the smoke alarm? What do you think we should do? You want to get out of your house, that's right. Okay? And it's going to be real loud. I don't know if any of you have heard them before, but they're real loud. And the reason they're loud is because what if you're sleeping and a fire starts? That has to wake you up, right? That's right. And it's loud enough so it'll wake you up. So if you have a fire at night and it wakes you up, what do you think the first thing is that you should do?
Get out of your house.
Well, you want to get out of your house. That's what you want to do. But there's something else you have to do first. You don't live alone, right? Your mommy and your daddy, or you have brothers or sisters, or you might have friends sleeping over, or aunts or uncles.
I
Yeah?
don't have an
Well, you might by Christmas time. But what's important is that you want to yell as loud as you can, fire. Okay? Because you want to make sure everyone else in the house gets up. Alright? So when we hear a smoke alarm, you want to yell fire as loud as you can. You want to practice that? We'll practice yelling fire real loud. Okay? When I count to 3. When I get to 3, everyone yell as loud as you can, fire, okay? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I had some infants in here that were louder than that. Now we're going to try it again, okay? We're going to count to 3. I want you to yell as loud as you can. 1, 2, 3. That was a little better. Let's try one more time. Everybody's got to yell, okay? 1, 2, 3. Better. Now we have to yell loud because we want to get our mom and dad up. Now after we yell fire, then we have to worry about what? Getting out of the house. That's what you said. Do we want to run out of the house? No, not necessarily. We have to check for a couple of things, okay? When we get out of bed, we have to make sure that there's no smoke in our room, okay? And if you sleep with your bedroom doors closed, or you come to any doors, you have to check them to see if they're hot or not.
And if we can't see our doors without the lights on, then we better turn the lights on.
You turn the lights on. Do you know where the smoke usually goes and the heat and fire? Where do you think that goes?
Under fireworks.
It goes up in the room. When there's a fire, all the heat and the smoke is going to go to the top part of the room. Okay, and the smoke will start up there, and it will start coming down real slow. Okay, so all the bad air is up here. That's the air we don't want to breathe. And all the good air is down here, and it's cool. That's the air that we do want to breathe. That's why we crawl when we want to get out. Does everyone in here know how to crawl? Can you crawl on your hands and knees? Do you know how to crawl? You want to show me? Can you crawl up to me as fast as you can? Go fast. Okay, very good. You want to crawl back. Crawl back. You're fast. You want to give it a try? You want to crawl up to me? Go as fast as you can. Okay, good job. Crawl back. Do you want to try? Do you want to try? Come on up. Crawl up here. And crawl back. why do we crawl again? Because where's the good air? The good air is down here. And when I'm standing, you see where I breathe right here? This is in the middle. But when I crawl, if I get down, I'm down here. Now I'm way down here. And that's why we crawl. Because the good air is down at the bottom. Anyone else want to try it? Or we'll try that next Tuesday too? Okay. Now when we come to a door, okay, that might be closed, we have to check to see if it's hot. And the reason we check to see if it's hot is if there's a fire on the other side of the door will get warm. Warmer at the top, cooler at the bottom. So when we check a door, we crawl up to it. We don't touch the doorknob because the doorknob could burn us. We take the back of our hand, that's this part of our hand, and we start at the bottom of the door, and we go back and forth, and then we come up like this, and we can reach as high as we can. And if it's hot, do you think we open it?
No.
No. But if it's cold, can we open it? Yes. Okay? I can show you how to do that. Maybe some of them will try it, and if not, you can do it in school.
The door?
Yeah.
You can show
You guys just want to close that door? John, you want to come up here? Now I want you guys to watch Firefighter John, okay? He's going to crawl up to that door. He's going to use the back of his hand because it's more sensitive. He's going to start at the bottom and work his way up. And if it's hot, should he do what? If it's hot, do we open it? No. And if it's cold, we do open it. Okay? Go ahead. See how he's doing it? Someone want to try that? No one wants to try that? Okay, but we all saw how it's done, so next Tuesday we can practice it. Now when we go out of the house, what do you think we do when we go out of the house? Do we just run to the neighbor's house? Do we run out in the backyard? What do you think it is that we do when we get outside? We're probably going to look for our mommy and daddy, right? So that's important that we have a meeting place. Okay? That's a place where everyone can get together. Mommy and daddy and brothers and sisters are family. And the reason that is because if you go out the front door and your mom and dad go out the back door, you're going this way around the house, they're coming this way, they don't find you. And what do you think your mom and your dad are going to do? They're going to go back in the house and look for you even though you're outside. And that's one of the things we don't want. Okay? So it's important that everyone knows where the meeting place is. And it can be your mailbox, it can be the big tree in the front yard, it can be your dog house, it can be the pool, it can be the neighbor's house. It doesn't matter, just so everyone knows where they're supposed to go. So if you get separated, you know that that's where you're supposed to go, and everyone can be accounted for. And do we make our calls from inside the house? If we have a fire? We really shouldn't. We should call from a neighbor's house. Alright? And you should try to know 2 different ways out of the house. This is for the parents. Alright? Go over with your children. They may not be able, if they're upstairs, and the upstairs is blocked, then the only way may be a window. We don't normally want you to jump out a window, but what you can do to help signal the firemen is if you hang a sheet out the window. You open the window and put something out, because that's going to attract us. If we pull in and there's a sheet hanging out of a window, sheets normally don't hang outside of windows. It tells us to look in that window. Alright? If you can't get out, if the fire is in the hallway and you can't get out that door, that means you have to let us know. Alright? And we know where our meeting place is. Does everyone know what firemen look like? Do you know what firemen look like? Firemen are just ordinary people, okay? They can have all kinds of jobs. They can be construction guys, they can be teachers, they can work in restaurants, they can be secretaries, they can be lawyers, okay? Anyone can be a volunteer, and they're all here to help you. But when we put our clothes on, when we put our clothes that we wear at fires on, it sort of changes our appearance, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to dress two firemen up, and we're going to let you see how they start out just like any other person. But when they dress, they're slowly going to change, right? Cookie, you want to come over here? You can sit right here. One second. And that's important that you look at them now because you see what they look like, and in a couple of minutes they're going to have a different appearance. Also, when I'm talking to you, and when your parents talk to you, it's like anyone in the street that talks to you. But when we put on our breathing apparatus, we sound a little different, okay? And we want to make sure that you're not scared by what you see and what you hear, because the firemen are here to help you.
That helps them breathe.
All right? Can you help me dress them? What are some of the things you think a fireman wears? What does a fireman wear? Can anyone tell me? What does he wear on his feet? He wears his boots, right. So that's what's in here. He has boots. Some firemen just wear boots. They're called hip boots. We don't. We wear boots that have pants with them. Okay, they're called bunker pants. That's what they're going to pull on. What do you think holds the bunker pants up? They're going to put them up over their shoulders and they're red. Does anyone know what they're called? Do you know what they're called? You have some of them on right here. They come up over your shoulders. What are those things called? They're called suspenders. Okay? And that's what holds his pants up. Because some of the firemen are kind of heavy. Alright? Now what else do you think they wear?
Shirts.
Well, they wear shirts, but what do you think they wear over their shirts?
Jackets.
Right, they wear fire coats. But there's one other thing that they wear first, and that's something that helps protect their neck. And it's called a hood, a Nomex hood. Okay? And that's to protect their ears and their hair, parts of their face and their neck, so they don't get burned. Okay, now they'll put that on. See, now they're starting to look a little different, aren't they? Now they put their coats on, or some of them may have wristlets. They're another form of protection that we wear to protect our wrists. And you know how in the wintertime when you wore coats today to keep you warm? Well, a fireman wears coats in the wintertime. It helps keep him warm, but in the summertime he has to wear it too. It helps keep the heat off of them, okay? It insulates them from the heat. What else do you think a fireman wears?
A hat.
He wears a hat. We call it a helmet, but he's not going to put the helmet on yet, okay? What else do you think he wears? What's he going to wear on his hands?
Gloves.
He's going to wear gloves. We're not going to put them on yet either, though, but that's right, because we don't want to burn our hands or our fingers. Well, when a fireman goes in a building, and remember how I told you what goes up here? What's up here?
The fire.
The fire and the bad air, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, the fireman doesn't want to breathe the bad air, does he? No, so he has to take his own air with him. He wears what we call breathing apparatus. Okay? See the tanks that they're wearing? That has regular air in there, just like we breathe. Okay, it's all pressed into one cylinder. And that will last, supposedly, 30 minutes. Realistically, 15 minutes. And in some cases, 5 minutes. It depends on the fireman. It depends on what the fireman's doing. So he takes his own air with him. He carries that on his back. Now he's starting to look a lot different, isn't he? He doesn't look like the two guys that were just here. But there's one other thing. When he puts his air on and he has to breathe through this mask, okay, it's going to change his voice. And when he's breathing right now, you can't hear him breathing. You can't hear me breathing. But when he puts his breathing apparatus on, then you're going to hear him start to breathe when he hooks it up. Okay? Now this is his mask. That also keeps the... Did anyone ever get smoke in your eyes?
No.
Well, if you ever get smoke in your eyes, it makes your eyes water and you can't see. That's another reason he wears it over his face, so he can see. And you see how he pulled the hood up over here? That's because he wants to protect all of his skin in here so that it doesn't get burnt in a fire. Okay? That just sort of helps keep it out, and he puts his collar up here. Anything he can do to keep the heat and steam off of it. Okay? And now he can put his helmet on if he wants.
What does he have that? What does he have that?
He just told you.
Now.
Now they're looking a lot different, aren't they?
When you're in a fire, that helps you breathe. You don't get smoke in your eyes.
Are we scared of these guys?
No.
No, because they're here to help us, right?
Yeah.
That's right. You can, before you put your, if you want, you can mask up before. You hear those whistles? That's an alarm. That's some protection for the fireman, okay? When he turned his air on, that put air to his regulator. It lets the air come out of the big tank and it comes around. And when that whistle activates, it means that he knows his alarm works. Because when an fireman only has the amount of air that's in this tank, and once it's gone, it's gone. And that little whistle, when he's down to a quarter of a tank, every time he breathes, that whistle will go off. And he knows that he only has a quarter of the time left in this bottle, which means he has to get out of the building. Because once he runs out of air, he runs out of air. It doesn't make air. It's only the air that's in here.
Are you making the whistle go
Okay.
away?
Now, you can hear them breathe every time they breathe, can't you? You all hear that? I know most of you probably don't know who Darth Vader is, but that's sort of what he sounds like, and that's why we don't want you to be scared of him. Okay? And this is what a fireman looks like. And if a fireman comes in, he's probably going to be doing one other thing. He's probably not going to be standing up. Okay? Because the fireman doesn't want to be up here in the heat either. It can be 1,200 degrees at the top of the room, and it can be 300 degrees at the bottom. So the fireman wants to stay down where it's 300 degrees. Plus, if the smoke comes down in layers, it's easier for him to see when he's down here because he can look ahead. Alright? So normally a fireman will be crawling. The fireman's going to come down and he's going to crawl around. And you can talk to him or you can touch him. If you want to come down and you can feel his gear or touch his tank, okay? You don't have to be afraid of him. He's not going to hurt you, alright? That's what they're going to look like. And you hear him? You hear his voice is kind of muffled?
Say hi to him, Tyson. Say hi.
I know.
He's a good guy.
Does he sound funny? Sounds pretty funny in there, doesn't it?
Okay.
It's all right.
I don't even know why he got it. I can't believe he got it. Don't come near him, okay? Thank you. He didn't do anything else. Everything. They look
If
kind
you
of...
saw a fireman coming in your room like that, if you had a fire, do you think you should hide from him? Crawl under your bed and hide, do you think? Think you should?
No, that's what we don't want to. That's what we don't want to do. That's why we want you to see what a fireman looks like and sounds like. We don't hide from fires because that means you hide from us and we can't find you. One other thing, if you hear this noise and you happen to be in a room, it's important that you yell so we can hear you, because the fireman has all of this stuff, where? Over his ears? And he can't hear very good. So if you ever hear a sound like this in a room, you shouldn't be scared. It's the fireman. He's coming to get you. And if you yell, that makes it easier for him to find you. Okay? And more than likely, the lights won't be on. It's going to be dark. It'll be dark, and he'll probably have a flashlight on, like this. And that might be all that you see. You might not even see that. Right? So we're not afraid of firemen, right? Because they're there to help you? Alright, you can disconnect.
She's a fireman.
They are the firemen.
But only go out when the fireman.
We will. We'll see the end.
What?
We'll go see.
Okay, now we watch them. They're going to gear down, and they're going to just look like ordinary people again. See? Now you can see his face.
Yeah.
That's what it would sound like when he's running out of air.
Does he let the air out of it?
Yeah, we let the air out of it. We have to bleed it down.
Why?
So we can use it to breathe.
Does any of you guys want to try coats and helmets on?
I don't want to do it.
Huh?
See what it feels like? Do you think their coats are heavy or light? What do you think? Think they weigh a whole lot, or do you think they're just light, like a jacket or a sweater? Do you think they're just like a sweater? You want to go see? You'll see it
Come
in
on
your
up here
town.
and try it. It's about another 60 pounds we have to put on. Yeah, you can help him on with it. So the fireman puts all of his gear on and carries everything. It's about another 60 pounds.
Is it light or is it heavy, Kevin?
Can you lift your arms?
Some pictures for me. I forgot.
You want to put the helmet on?
I do here.
All right, turn around and face everybody. Okay? Don't let all the weight on. All right?
It'd be heavy, isn't
Huh? Does anyone else want to try the coat and helmet on? Anyone that wants to try, you can come up. You sure?
Only one brave soul today.
Great. He wants to try it. Colin, don't you want to try this?
Maybe we can let you borrow a.
Oh, I thought I saw you raising your hand.
We can let you borrow a coat and a helmet maybe for next week if you would like that. Then you can do it in. I think it'll be a little more relaxed in the classroom. Okay?
I know you, girl.
All right. You have enough? Okay. Okay, does everyone want to go up and see the fire truck? I think that's what everyone really wants to do, huh? Go up into the truck room. I'll tell you, you have a VCR right there in your classroom? You have access to one?
Probably get one.
Okay, we have a tape too that I can give you. And you can use that when you go over this next week. So we'll probably pay more attention. So what we're going to do right now, can I still have your attention?
Listen, everyone.
We can all put our coats and hats back on, and we'll all go up into the truck room in single file, And we'll go up into that room and out through the doors, and we'll stay in that very first bay, okay? Then when everyone's up there, then we'll look at all the fire trucks. All right?
Who was our leader on
I am voting to not do that again.
Your hands. Ready? Jump. Anybody else want to come up through?
Did everybody get a chance? Wants to?
You did do it twice.
Nobody else? Go ahead over to the other bay then. Just go right in front of the engine and through the door here.
We're gonna go over and see a couple more times, see what they look like.
Side of this one, it's got all the same stuff as the other one. You can see it's a lot bigger though, huh? Carries a lot more water. And it's got a lot more tools on it. But if you guys want, you can crawl through this one just like you did the other one. See what the inside of this one looks like.
You go up there and watch the fire truck. I'll take pictures. Oh, let me take your jacket off. Get stuck.
Wow, look inside it, Tony, when you get in. Don't just go right into it. You want to go in?
Go in. Go up here and go inside. Then we'll snap your picture. First, big step.
Now walk back. Hold your other teacher back. You guys can sit in one of the seats too if you want. You ready to get down, bud? Watch your step here. Big jump. Follow them. Ready? Whoops. It's not very comfortable, is it? Go ahead and take a look around through the rest of the truck. Ready?
Was that cool?
Whoops.
Wow, Colin, was that cool?
None of you know, am I?
No.
All right. You want to help up here? Then beside the seat here, we have tools. So when we get all our gear on, we can just grab the tool and go right up to the building. Seat there if you want. No.
You don't want to sit? Look at their seats.
Actually, that's our air tank. Don't do much damage.
I'm right here. Here, I'll sit down. We're all ready to fight a fire?
Yeah, if you look under your mom, we got flashlights under there and everything.
Wow, those are big flashlights.
You don't want to become a firefighter?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We got all sorts of tools here to break glass with.
Like
So if somebody's stuck in their car, we can break them out.
Michael,
You can sit in this seat over here too.
watch out for the hose. Step
Walk
over.
back that way. Give me your hand. Ready? Step. You want to sit in that seat?
Sit in the seat. No? Okay, back down.
Ready? Big jump. That's our air tags. You want to see our girl with the mask? How many more kids we have over there? That's how we do. We just sit down. They go right on our back. Go ahead. You want to sit on one of the seats there too, bud? Ready? Everybody? Alright. You ready to go back down, bud? You gonna help him, John? Here, give him a hand down. Oh, my man, I don't walk much. Watch yourself. I'll take a look. You see that? It's a lot of stuff to work with, isn't it? You want to take a look up there? See all those buttons and stuff? Want to see up there?
Do you want to look at the front seat? Oh. Do you want to
You want to take a look up there?
Do you want to look in? Tony does.
Come on, bud. See all those buttons up there? That's a lot of stuff, isn't it? You want to look up there? A lot of buttons, huh? Anybody else want to look up in there? Not you. Why not?
Because I'm scared of fire trucks.
Oh, they're here to save you. They're not here to hurt you.
Did you see some at the parade last night?
Yeah. There's all sorts of fire trucks. You want to look up there? Come on, bud.
Oh, this happened.
See all those buttons and stuff. Hey, what does a fire truck have so that way all the cars get out of the way? Does anybody know?
Really loud.
Oh, here we go.
Does anybody know what sound a fire truck makes? No. I'm going to open that bay door up.
I think this is going to be loud.
Look at all the lights.
See all the lights get the cars out of the way? Now you guys might want to plug your ears.
Plug your ears.
You were right.
Plug your ears.
I know.
Ready?
What do you call that?
Is that loud? What is that? What's that? Did you hear that?
What do you call that?
What's that called?
You can put your hands down.
It's called a siren.
Think that would get you out of the
We
way?
got a horn too. That's what the horn is.
Mommy jump.
That other thing was a siren. That's kind of loud, isn't it? You know why it's so loud?
Yeah, it was
So that way cars in front of us can hear, and that way you guys can hear us coming to your house so you know you're okay. When you hear the sirens, that lets you know you're okay.
Let you know the fireman's on his way.
Yep. Does anybody have any questions?
Anybody want to know anything else?
Barely talk.
Yeah.
What's your question there, bud?
He has a little fire truck within there.
Is that how old you are?
You're two. Only two.
Wishful thinking. Anybody have any questions? Moms, dads?
No, it's two.
I do.
Do you? What's your question?
Fire trucks
Not that I know of, no. I can
Oh,
Yeah, they will save somebody. That's what they're here for. Does anybody know why the fire engines are red? I don't know if he already told you that or not. Anybody tell you why fire engines are red? Why do you think they're red?
So people know that they're coming.
Exactly. That's that way they can see you. So, and why do they have the flashing lights? Exactly. Same thing with the siren and the horn, huh? Yeah. So if anybody doesn't have any other questions, you can take a walk around, look through all the trucks and look at the fire trucks. And we'll get Cook to take you over and look at the big tanker. That's a truck that carries a lot of water. So you guys want to go with him or you want to take a look around, you're welcome to it.
When you're
Time. This big tanker.
Go check that out.
Open that one?
Up here. Have to go through the front. This is what we use if the firefighters get hurt or sick. And back when this one was made, instead of having sirens to get people out of their way, they had a bell at the end.
Old-fashioned
Come on.
Go ahead. I'm right here. There you are.
Now pull real hard on that rope.
Pull that rope.
Pull it real hard.
Pull the rope, Drew.
Pull that rope.
There, that's it.
Pull on it.
Pull it.
Ooh, he's ringing the bell.
Pull on the rope. There you go. He's a little scary.
Yeah.
Sounds like the dinner.
There you go. You want down? Anybody else want to give the bell a try? Of course you do. You're the bravest one here, aren't you? Give that. Pull on this real hard. Here, bud.
Here.
Down here.
And down here's the
Hey,
rope.
pull on this real hard. Pull on it.
That's
Come
what
on
the bell
down.
would sound like in your house if nobody tore the rope.
You want to give it a try? Oh, go ahead and pull on that. Pull on that rope. Pull real hard. Got to pull and let go. There you go.
That's good.
Want to give it a try?
Go, Mammy.
Here, pull on this. Pull on it. Pull. That's my name too.
Daddy will go there and stand beside the door.
There you go.
We'll back up here so Daddy can get over there with you. Excuse us. Out there when you close the doors are ready. Just not maybe take a picture. Did they or
See all the different fittings they have.
Well, try your lights, your horns work.
You guys want to follow me back here? I'll show you where all the water comes out.
Uh-oh. Watch.
Then we have a switch up front, or back here. We can open this up and all the water will come shooting right out.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it. We fill a big, there's a big tank that's in here. It's like a big swimming pool.
Yeah, but you don't need a big blue blob in front.
Yep, and back here we have a radio. There's the controls open the water pump. We have a radio so we can talk to the men.
I want to see it.
Just on Tuesday. Hi, Dad.
This is where all the water comes out.
Stand in front of there.
Now, 4,200 gallons coming at you.
4,200.
I'll take this wall out like it wasn't even there.
That's with it, probably.
You can open both of them or just open one at a time.
Spin around the back.
And down here we have a big dump tank, big enough to hold all the water that's in there.
Go with me?
And then,
You have to just drain it every so often.
like in the spring and that, we do full fills where we go all people's pools. We just like take the line on the side, just fill the pool. And then it's like the large plastic hose on the sides here. We'll put that between the dump tank and like fill one up and then it'll go into
Get
the
out of the stuff I said.
So like if we go to a fire, we can set our dump tank up, fill it up, leave, go fill up another tank, roll back in, fill up, and then it'll just keep going, filling until they're done with the water or the fire's out. We have it set up where it can, the motor opens it, or we can pull this pin out. Pull on it.
Let's get it back here a little bit out of the way.
City companies don't usually have them, just like companies that go out in the country and that. This is the biggest tanker in this area.
I don't want to hear that.
4,200.
Hear that.
That is a lot of water. You have to fill your basement.
Watch.
Anybody know what this is? This is what we call an Indian pack. This is another thing we use to fight fires. Like if there's just some grass or a field that's on fire, you use this. It's like a big squirt gun.
Look, you can. Big
See that?
That would be fun. Hey, you and Adam would like that.
Oh boy, you'd never run out. I don't think you could hold it.
When you and
You
your
want
boys
to
are out.
try to pick this up?
You think it's heavy?
Here, pull on this right here. See if you can pick it up.
Oh. Probably twice as heavy as you.
That's a heavy bag, isn't it? You want to try spraying it underneath the truck there? Pull out on this. Pull out here. Now pull it in. Now watch your fingers though. Hold on right here. Now pull in. There you go. That's a tough thing to pull, isn't it?
There you squirt Joshua.
You want to give it a try? Come here.
Oh yeah, that looks like fun.
Anybody else want to try it?
Jermaine,
You want to try it?
you just said
You wanna try it?
Right, Jermaine? Hey, try it.
Yeah, do let's try it.
Come on, I'll go with you. We'll try it.
Go ahead.
You don't
No, you don't just pull the hose. That's
Okay, hold on right here. Put this hand right here. Take this one. Now go out and then push it in.
Oh.
What about you, hon? I know you want to try it, but you don't gotta be scared of us. We're here to help you.
Go ahead, come here.
Surprised as quiet as these guys are today.
Here, put this hand right here.
You mean this is
Now put this one here. Now pull out. Now squeeze it.
Get out in the room. They're also practicing bashful.
That's a neat little squirt gun, isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
Daddy.
Yeah, you should hear this one when this
What
one
about
gets going
Jedediah?
home.
Do you want to spray Jedediah?
What's
Change
praying,
to
bud?
the end of the year, but
Going back.
they
Go on
get
up.
comfortable with each other.
Go on, I'm right
I've
here. You
seen
can
him
go
run
do
hide
it.
as
You
soon
can
as I
do it
ask
on your
him.
own.
Let's try it.
Right up and spray it.
Come here,
Go
bud.
ahead.
Good, try it.
All right,
Put
get
your left hand right
Jed's
here.
doing it.
Put
Get
this
Jed.
one right here. Now
So,
pull
well,
out.
and then he didn't
Oh,
go
you got locked
Tuesday,
there.
so
There you
Yeah.
go. Pull out. Now push
Little
it.
time in between.
Push it in.
too much time. When he doesn't.
Keep pushing.
You have them?
There you go.
Snap it. Oh, now you missed it. You wait too long.
That's a squirt gun, ain't it?
Anybody have any questions
That would
yet?
be fun to have at home. You can get your big
Well, you
brother
feel
with
free to
it.
look around as much as you want, okay?
Hey, I want to tell you